Okay, there you go. So recording started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our AI is Fun session, which is something we are having fortnightly, aka every 2 weeks, where we do share the latest and greatest in AI with a specific focus for the month of June, which is when we are restarting the sessions. We didn't have any back in May. We are doing a little bit more on some of the paid tools in AI. So some of the things that we will be covering is M365 Copilot, so Microsoft 365, things like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. We're going to talk also on some of the tools coming out from Claude. So I think how we'll be touching up on Claude Cowork, for example, and from there is also a much more advanced version of the tool brought into Microsoft called Copilot Cowork. So I'd like you guys to, keep a lookout on that, all right? So just get us started. I'm gonna pass it over to How. How are you there? How?
What do I?
Maybe she's. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna pass it to you. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was
Feel free
looking
to.
for.
Oh, yeah. No worries. Yeah. Just feel free to take over the screen. Oh, there's Zoe. Yeah. Let me admit her real quick. Hey, Zoe. It's been a while. We just got started like 2 minutes ago.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
How was Japan, right?
Oh, it was very fun. Very, very fun. I got to talk a lot with the locals. So
Oh,
that's the highlight of my trip.
how's
Yeah.
their AI competency in Japan? It seems that they are late adopters, this kind of thing.
Yeah, there are actually a lot of ads in regards to AI at like the train stations, on the billboards. Like when I was in the trains, they have TVs running these ads, and a lot of them are like AI related. So I think they're very aware of AI, though I'm not sure what's their usage rate. Yeah. I have some pictures. Maybe I'll show it to you guys sometime when I get my album sorted out. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Back to you, Hal.
Okay, so I'll be doing on, sorry, Copilot. I'm not Copilot, sorry, Claude Code. So just now I was mentioning Cowork. This Cowork is um just better for, I would say, scheduling things and then walk walking so-called behind the scene. So for example, this one is what I did as in create a scheduler for AI, like so every day at 4:21 I mean 4:15 p.m. The AI would just naturally run the tasks that I asked it to do. So this is the instruction.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's like
So
an
create a,
automation thing.
yes, yes,
Oh.
yes. So I give the website that I wanted to create a daily report on, or more of like a summary for me to just look at it, and then pick which one I want to read. Yeah. So maybe just a quick sample document, right? Yeah. So it
Wow.
looks like this. Okay, article, the first one, and then you have the link that you can click on. So this is just one part of co-work. And as for today, I like to mainly focus on the code part. And the feature that I'd like to introduce today is how Claude Code can actually works on your um where is it? On your laptop locally, and
Wait,
then
before we
edit
go
the
ahead, Hal,
files.
I'm wondering, is this tool free?
Uh, it can be free, but I it's limited. Yeah, free but limited.
Are you using the pro
Uh,
version then?
yeah. I'm using the pro version.
Wow. All right. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't think it would take quite a lot of tokens to be able to do what I'm doing. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
I'm not creating like an app. So if I'm creating app or websites and all those things, it would take I mean the free tier wouldn't be able to handle the token. Yes. And so I'll just show my screen. So for example, the scenario that we have here is maybe I want to sort some of these things out. The files I downloaded a lot of PDF ebook on just the topics that I'm interested in, like neuroscience and all those things. So I mean, it's quite I would say lengthy or quite a hassle to go and search through the file and then do like, okay, for example, this an introduction to criminology, then I want to search the file related to it and then put it and drag it to the folders. That's quite tedious, I would say. So for someone like me, how can Claude Code help me is by just imagine, mentioning all the files relating to the documents that you have, and then asking AI to move it for you instead of you manually checking, scrolling up and down to search for the files and moving it. So that's what I'll be doing. Okay. So here's my downloads. So what I'll ask Claude Code to do is files, maybe more specific. Relating to news.
So just to make sure I understand this correctly, this is not on a browser, right? This is its own app.
Yeah, I'm on the desktop app.
Oh, okay. Interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be very useful for me because my files are very messy.
Can I ask it to, how you call it,
Mm,
Yes.
extract files from my zip folder? Because there seems to be some difficulty of extraction of files.
like maybe every
Extracting
time
from
you
zip folder.
yeah, so I'm thinking maybe every time if you download a zip folder, it'll automatically like extract for you, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's able to, I'm not sure.
Okay, I never really tried that, so
Yeah.
okay. Let me check which one
You're
should
doing
I
this on the
put.
paid version, right?
Yes.
Which one? There's so many plans out there. I saw
I
Copilot, you have personal and premium.
Yeah, this one's
I
not
use
Copilot.
the Pro.
Yeah, this one's
Um,
Claude.
Cloud. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one I just typed into the chat. Uh,
Okay, so now we are done with moving the items. So what I ask is to search for any PDF relating to neuroscience, brain, criminology from the downloads folder. From this download folder, yes, from this download folder. And after that, then I asked it to move all the PDF that it found to this directory. Okay, so let me just run it. Hopefully this works. So yeah.
mm. How long do you think this usually runs for?
Um Actually, I think it should be ready by now. Probably a few minutes, like 3, 5 minutes.
Wow. It
Yeah.
even uses
So now it's
PowerShell.
already moved. Yeah.
Wow.
It needs the in order to move, right? It's just the
Right.
action. Yeah. So
And
now
I
it's already
yeah.
done.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I see that
Yeah.
the as it was running, it shows you how many tokens you're using. It was like going up to a few hundred.
Yeah. Yeah. And here it is. Yes, here it is.
Oh,
So
wow.
here building a second brain. Most of these books are from David Eagleman and what is that? Olivia Sacks. So yeah.
Do you ever had a
So
an incident where it accidentally deletes a
yes.
file instead?
No, no, no,
Not
no,
yet? Yeah.
no, 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 not yet, yet.
Because I've
We
heard it
have to be
happen.
more cautious of it.
Yeah, I've heard a company that was using Claude for their coding. So it's an IT company, right? And they had Claude like gave access of their entire code base to Claude, and somehow Claude just deleted the entire thing with no backups. I don't know how that happened, but I guess it does happen out there. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't
Yeah. So this one, right? Actually, just now, if just now when the PowerShell happens, as in when the Cloud was trying to run the PowerShell, which is to add in to that folder, move the files to that folder. It actually asks me for permission, like, did you allow the PowerShell to run? And if I press allow, then it only then it will um, move the file and then make some changes. So in order to
Mhm.
be more safe, then you can do the moods here. You can do ask permission. So whenever they do something, they would ask you for permission. I think that company probably, just accept edits and then,
Oh yeah.
just give out the entire thing. So just about this thing, just, cautious with what you allow it to, um,
Mm,
process and do and run commands. If not, then like what you said, those things can happen.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks
So
complicated.
that's from me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing like what commands that they're using with the PowerShell also. It's like wow. Yeah, it is very cool. I don't know if Copilot Cowork, which is
Yes.
based off of Cloud Cowork, can do
Yep.
this because it doesn't work locally. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Sorry, but
really. It can test it out. Yeah.
Yeah, Zoe, what are you
now is
saying?
it what are you actually doing?
Hmm. So yeah, I'll let you explain it how.
How is it? How?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Actually, what prompt did you ask the
Yes.
clock to do? Just to coordinate your folders and all that,
Uh,
is it?
yes. I'm asking to search for all the PDF relating to neuroscience brain
Maybe you can
from the
scroll up
download
and
folder.
we can check out your first prompt because it doesn't look like a long prompt, right? It's actually I think it looks simple.
Yep, it's
Maybe
very
yeah.
yeah. Here it is. Here. I think
But why
I'll
don't you
just send in
just
the chat as
type in the search button in your download folder? Just type the title. Why do you need Claude to do that?
Because I think sometimes your titles and the contents of the PDFs is like, the title doesn't actually say, right? Let's say you want to search something about neurology, for example, but the title doesn't have it, then it's not going to show up on the search bar, I don't think. So sometimes I think,
yes.
yeah, Cloud will be able to actually read the documents, and from there it's like, oh yeah, this is actually talking about neurology, even though the title has nothing to do with it. And then I think you'll also like categorize it that way. Yeah, that's what I think. Right. Yeah.
Yes. Previously as well, I organized my file as well, my cybersecurity folders. These are all the PDF that I have on cybersecurity relating to cybersecurity and I don't really think I really want to, go through my download folder and then search one by one which one is, I would say, relating to cybersecurity or not. So in order to organize my files and PDFs properly according to, okay, this PDFs are relating to this folder, then I want to move all the files into that folder. Yeah, so that's what I'm basically doing. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Ah,
Yeah, this is best if you are busy and then don't have time. Then you can just ask Claude to arrange the files for you instead.
yeah. I think what would be interesting is that if every time you download like a PDF or a zip file or something like that, and you can ask Claude to automatically sort it to a folder, something like that. I think it would be cool. Not sure if it's able to do that, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, one of the next sessions. No worries.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if Claude can perform this function, why not the other AI tools?
I think the difference is that the other AI tools don't run locally, so it doesn't actually, it can't actually read read your local files in your laptop, for example. Like for Copilot for M365, I think it's mostly on the cloud, so it's able to read your files on OneDrive. It's reading the stuff on SharePoint, but I don't think it's able to read the stuff on your like local laptop, if that makes sense.
So with the
Yeah.
paid version, can Claude generate PowerPoint slides for teaching purposes?
Claude mm, should be able to create slides from what I've heard, but I've never tried it. But it can create things like websites for you. So yeah, so if they can create websites and even apps, um, then I think it should be able to create
So
slides
let's
for
say
you.
now if I give you one whole set of notes on my business studies for my students, will you be able to ask Claude to generate the whole set of slides?
Yes, should be able to.
Should we try?
Yeah, okay, sure. But just precaution, it will take quite a long time as well because it's creating slides. So yeah, it takes quite a lot of token and then time as well, depending on the task. Yeah,
Oh, token lah.
yeah,
Okay. So be using up your
yes.
tokens lah. Fine.
Yes.
It's okay.
If you want to try, we can try. I can um run the I would say let Claude create the slides for you and then let other present and then when it's finished maybe I can send in the chat. How does that sound?
Do you think at end of this session it will be ready?
We can try. Yeah, I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah, can try. Can try.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
Don't
what
mind,
we'll
wait, let me look for my
yeah,
let
no
me look
worries.
for
I think
my
what we will do is that Zoe, while you're looking for that, later you send it in the chat how we'll run the prompt, and I'll have somebody else
Yes.
to do do their part in the presentations today. How about that? And later at the very end, I think how you can take over in the last 5 minutes, see how how far it ran, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All
Yep.
right.
Uh,
Okay. So that's it. From a cloud cowork. I'm not sure if it's it's specifically tailored to doing things like things that Copilot for M365 is doing, like slides, Excel sheets, Word documents. But it is very good for coding, right? A lot of companies are actually using cloud for writing code, programming, that sort of stuff, as opposed to a
mm.
GitHub Copilot, which something is very new. Maybe I'll just share it for a quick 2 minutes. Let me share my screen. Okay, this is actually very new. They changed their billing policy after I think last week. So they've switched over from what usually is a monthly subscription, right? I think a lot of like Microsoft's AI tools are based on a monthly subscription. And right now, they've just very recently changed it to pay as you go. So what does that mean? So the more you use it, the more money it costs, right? So you can see that people are not very happy with this. some of the comments from like 2 days, 5 days ago is that, oh yeah, it's highway robbery, new pricing looks like a joke, or it's like all that stuff, right? But the very apparent thing is that it used to be a 2-digit subscription cost, right? So for example, this user is paying $39 a month, and it went up to like $800. For example, I've seen companies will go up like per person, their usage went up from, for example, $39 to over $1,000 using GitHub Copilot, right? So I think this will force people to step out of using GitHub Copilot, using in exchange of using something like Claude, for example, right? I think some of us who've been working together in the same circles is very reminiscent of the whole, the whole VMware thing, right? But I'm not quite sure why Copilot, GitHub Copilot is pushing this sort of billing change. Maybe it is very expensive to be running it on a subscription basis. Maybe they are losing money. I'm not sure. But this is a very new thing, right? Also, one of the things that they have been pushing is that, oh yeah, the OpenAI models that was it OpenAI models? I can't remember, but it's like the models that Microsoft is using to power their AI. They say that it's 10 times more efficient, 10 times cheaper, but on the other hand, they are doing these sort of changes. So it's not exactly cheaper, as you can see. But we'll see how it goes within the next coming weeks, right? This is it's hot off the stove. It's very new update to GitHub Copilot. But yeah, that's from me, right? I'm gonna pass it off to one of the next speakers. I'm not sure if Ridwan is ready.
Give me a moment. I'm
No
just
worries.
getting the laptop. Give me a moment.
Yeah, no
Just
worries.
two,
Otherwise,
two
I'm gonna
minutes. Yeah.
pass it. Yeah, otherwise I'm gonna pass it to Noel first, since we have a
Okay,
bit. Yeah. Okay.
sure. Thank you, Greg. Thank you. So what I wanted to do was to show that free can be as capable as paid if you want. Okay, so I'm going back to my base of Copilot. Right, so I'm going to show you the base Copilot as probably what most people will use. Right, this is the free Copilot. So I was talking to some people about burnout. Right, so this is the free version of Copilot. Right. So how do you tell? Obviously, is you log in with your personal ID, like in this case, my Hotmail account, and then I key in a very simple prompt, right? Symptoms of burnout. So the information that you get out of the free is actually very decent, right? Not adulterated, if you want, maybe not as detailed, but still, you still get all the references and so forth, which is very important. Always advise people that when you're using AI, you want to make sure that it is not hallucinating. So you must always check your references. Even if the information looks very promising, look very precise, and so forth, you must check. So go into all of these links, right, and see for yourself the information in here. Because sometimes what I've discovered is when you try to go into the link will come up as a date link. Okay. So you will show up here that the link is valid, but then when you go into that website, like in this case, it's fine. But I've gone to some of the links where the website actually comes up with like a website not found, it's gone. So it's outdated. So wherever it's pulling the information on obviously hasn't been updated and is still redirecting you to wrong information. Okay, so that's a part that is very important. And you can see that the information is provided is actually very decent. Even goes down to comparing the information, right? Sometimes when you ask for something like burnout, another very close situation is depression, right? And then of course it goes through a risk and consequence analysis, and then even gives you a takeaway. And then all the different links that are appropriately referenced in this particular reply. Right, so I went further. I said, give me a pictorial infographic. Now, why I specifically inserted the word pictorial is because I realized AI sometimes can interpret the word infographic to be something a little bit different. I'll show you what that means. Right. In this free Copilot, I put in the word pictorial, so it gave me a picture. Because it can give you like a write-up with lots of pictures, little pictures, but not in the form of a single picture like this, like a JPEG. Right. And of course, with this, you can click on view infographic, and then you can download that particular image from that perspective. Oops, it says not found. Interesting, right? Which supposedly it will give me this thing, right? But somehow it cannot pull it out right now. But you can still download it from here. Okay. Now the paid version with the same prompt obviously should do at least as good, if not better, right? That's what expectations normally means. Somehow not refreshing very good. Oh, there you go. Yeah, where is it? That's something I was doing earlier. Just trying to get it to refresh. Okay, yeah, it's coming. For some reason, my internet is not. I don't know if it's an internet problem, but oh, bizarre.
Yeah, I
Okay,
feel like it happens to me sometimes too.
I don't know. We didn't do this morning, all right, when I was testing it and so forth. But I just wanted to give you an idea of another kind of infographic that it was doing for me, right? So this is the initial infographic without the word pictorial, right? So you can see that it puts in a lot of nice pictures, but then it didn't have that single pager kind of approach that I was hoping to see, right? This may be good for something like a document that you want to put into, but if you want to send it out through WhatsApp or social media, probably the pictorial version will be a lot better. So therefore, I went further and I said, give me a pictorial version, right? White background and all that, and then still gave me this, all right? And then I say, give a pictorial version, then it came out with this. So you notice this one, all right, versus the free one looks almost identical.
Yeah, I guess putting it as a pictorial infographic gives it like a trigger word to make sure that it comes out as a
Yeah.
picture.
All right, all right. So you notice both of them use very similar color schemes, almost like using the same template, right? Look at this lady here and this one here, you know, it's very similar, but not surprising because both are Copilot, just one paid and one free. So for those who are living off the free, you can be assured that the quality of the output is still very good, right? So what I did was I went further. I said, give me a PowerPoint because Zoe was asking about PowerPoint, right? I said, give me a PowerPoint. I found the PowerPoint generally not up to expectation, but let's see. I haven't checked it out recently, but this particular one might be okay. All right, let's have a quick preview.
Is the free or the paid version?
Oh, this actually this one is the free version. No, it's the paid version. Sorry. Yeah, this is the paid version.
Oh, I noticed that it has transitions. Wow.
Okay. Now, the reason why I'm showing this also is because I recently only got this paid version. I've always lived off the free version in the past. Right? Recently, I got the paid version assigned to myself. Then I started using it. Right? But if you are switching from the free to the paid with Teams, right, you need to log off and log on. Then you start to get all the paid version of Copilot, making itself available in your Teams. So it is a lot nicer, right? The PowerPoint compared to the past.
Yeah.
Finally, it's come to a point where it's usable. I think many of us in the past tried to do this and then we were gravely disappointed and we kind of gave up, right? But I just wanted to show that we are now back on track, all right? So if you've already been paying for this, at least now, hopefully you're getting better value for money, right?
This Copilot, is it the plus or the
Yeah, this is
wait,
the
how
paid
many?
version. So it's Copilot for Microsoft 365. I think if I'm not wrong, it's 30 US per user per month, unless they have changed the pricing. Can you check for me, Greg? All right, Ian.
Yeah,
Right.
I do know that they have a new pricing model. I remember Chua was talking about it.
My Copilot now only shows me personal and premium. Personal is I'm in Singapore, yeah, so it's about $15 Sing. Premium is around $29. It's just
Yeah.
like ChatGPT plus and
Yeah. It's about
actually
that. It's about that.
if I
If I'm not.
can voice out my disappointment,
Mm.
I think
Go ahead.
ChatGPT you really need to get the plus version because
Yeah.
otherwise the free version gives you nothing much at all. I can only generate one image a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel
And
like
it's
they've
always
been dumbing
loading and
down.
loading.
Yeah, they've been dumbing down the free models. They want people to pay
All
for
right.
it.
They're losing
So
money.
can I
They're
ask you,
losing
Greg?
money.
Yeah.
They're losing money, so they need to find some way, all right, to claw back some money, right? So it's not surprising. Okay, so just wanted to quickly show that the co-pilots are getting better and better, even free, right? And I realized that amount of tokens they assigned to me anyway, I cannot speak for other people, seem to be quite generous, even with the free. But you're right about ChatGPT. I run out of tokens in the shortest time, all right? But in Copilot
Yeah.
free, I seem to go forever. It's like I'm like waiting for it to run out on me, but it never did. All right, for the full day, it service pictures and text that I needed generally, right? And it's like this kind of work. Of course, I don't ask for PowerPoint and all those other things, which I know will need more tokens, but at least for most of the work that I do, this is more than adequate. So
Okay, if I
keep
may
using it,
interrupt, yeah.
please.
Sorry.
Okay.
You know the ChatGPT, I tried to Google for ways to bypass this, to get free coupon to upgrade, And then it led to this website called Coupon Deals. And that is Coupon Deals, you need to perform 2 tasks in order to get the coupon code or something like that. So when I look at it, it's a bit of dodgy already. Then I just stopped. So Greg, do you have any underhand way to bypass this and get a free plus for ChatGPT? It's 100 ringgit per month.
Yeah, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe you have to look for a
It's
different
not worth it.
AI tool.
100 bucks. It's like,
Yeah.
so do you have any idea of how to bypass this and just get the plus version without paying so much?
I don't know if there's you're asking about piracy, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's a good way for it, but maybe just
Oh, they are
yeah.
really they are really taking advantage. ChatGPT now you can't do anything much anymore.
Yeah. I think
Time to
some
move.
when once his invest like yeah,
Time to
his
move,
investment
Zoe.
back.
Time to move.
Yeah.
Now, you see
So
that
Noel, if I subscribe for, I think Gemini is still better than Copilot. I think Gemini subscription is only 15 ringgit per month.
depends, Zoe. Because Copilot for Microsoft 365 gives you Copilot inside each uh, Microsoft 365 app. See, what I'm showing you is just a chat capability. We are not showing you yet, well, at least not in this demo, I'm not showing you Copilot for Word, Copilot for Excel, Copilot for PowerPoint, Copilot for Teams, Copilot for Outlook. There's many Copilot, but if you're using Gemini with the whole suite of Google Workspace apps, then you could say that that's worth it because your Google Workspace apps user today. So you're using the equivalent of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and so forth. And then Gemini will integrate with that. The reason why we have Copilot for Microsoft 365 is because we are Microsoft 365 users. So the Copilot weaves in all of that. And this Copilot I just showed is actually just a chatbot, which is this icon down here. I'm not even showing you the Copilot for Word and all the others. Right? So there is value in the Copilot for Microsoft 365. Like the name Microsoft 365 is not a single product. It's a suite, a family of products with a lot of components. There's how many different apps are there in Microsoft 365? I think it's like 20, 30 apps, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a
Massive.
lot.
A lot of them we don't even use, sadly, because we don't have enough time. So that's I'm hoping like AI is fun. We can go through every one of those
So
apps.
are you saying that by default all these Copilot icons are just floating around on the every app that you?
Yes,
I'm not sure
for
because I've not seen.
yeah, for
When I
Microsoft.
open my Word, I don't see the
Oh, it'll
365
only
there
pop
also.
up. Yeah, it'll only pop up if you have the subscription. So,
I have.
Okay.
I'm on a home version.
oh no, it's a different one. Actually, if you click on the link I shared here in the chat window, there's this thing called M365 Copilot Business, which is $18 a month. It's a separate one from your,
Everything
Copilot
have to pay
Premium.
lor. Everything pay, pay,
Yeah.
pay only. I don't want lor.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much this personally, right, I don't think there's much benefit subscribing to Copilot Pro, which is the one without the M65 Copilot, because
Yeah.
M65 Copilot has like its own Copilot Pro, you know.
You see this part here? I'm just pulling up PowerPoint because I'm a hardcore PowerPoint user, right? So when you have the Copilot for Microsoft 365, you get Copilot for PowerPoint, and of course Copilot for Word, Excel, and all the other Microsoft 365 components. So you can use these interfaces to help you create your content, right, from nothing. I've actually tried it with a couple of different themes and titles and so forth. Actually, the information is quite good. It has helped me maybe create about 50-60% of my content before I actually had to go back and look at my earlier slide decks that I've already created. And obviously, the formatting itself is also very decent. The style is radically different from mine. Of course, it's very refreshing from that perspective. It's good to sometimes see other people's style, right? Then you can learn from other people's style and incorporate that into your own style, for example. And so the Copilot for PowerPoint in this case is part of the Copilot for Microsoft 365. So it's not like a separate Copilot you have to buy. It just the problem is I think there's not enough people talking about it, but I've seen in recent months on LinkedIn, there are a lot of sharing. In fact, I've shared it on our chat groups and all that a few times. Even in AI 101, you see it. So check that out. All right. But I don't want to take more time. I'm going to pass it back to Greg, all right, and Ian. All right.
Oh yeah, thanks. That's a very good sharing on Copilot for M365, because that is one of the requests of one of the somebody who wanted to learn more on M365 Copilot, Jennifer, but she couldn't make it here today. So hopefully, if you're watching the recording, I hope this is a very good insight for you. All right. I think I'm gonna pass it to Ridwan if Ridwan is around. For
Yep, yep.
All right. Yeah. Feel free to take over the screen.
Share my screen.
Oh yeah,
Can
we
you
see
see?
it. Yes.
All right. Okay. I will continue knowledge sharing on Copilot, just a little bit of new things that being introduced in Copilot. But before that, the comment that was regarding that everything you need to pay, right? So I've been noticing that almost every AI tool they will introduce something, but in the end, most of the features you still need to pay. So they will have a limit like tokens. They will show like you can generate images, video, but in the end, after few clicks, you still need to pay. And the amounts of price that you need to pay is not small, I understand, but it's almost similar to any other tools, right? So for me personally, if you want to have a really good features, you still need to pay. There's no any other unless you want to do a simple research or generating some images. But if you want to go like creating like automation agents or those things, it's still I consider that you still need to spend some money to actually get the proper version of the ChatGPT or Gemini, even Copilot. So for Copilot, right, I just want to introduce a new design. This is the latest news actually, but it's actually in the pay versions, right? So they I will walk through the design later on. So they introduce like a cleaner design compared to previous version, right? So you will have, for example, let me just go here. You will have like a prompt screen canvas that you can actually choose many ideas from, right? So maybe later I will just show you, right? How does it work? And you okay, and then there is a work IQ, right? So what is work IQ? So work IQ is the another intelligence layer that allow us to use any of the AI model inside M365. Right? I will show you later on as well that part. And you can see here some of the design. You can see here if I want to type directly, I can actually choose a visual. I can actually choose the file, and I can directly select any of them and create the graph instantly. So I will try to show that as well if possible. Right? So these are some of the features, right? So and and then you can even directly edit from the Word document itself. It's a bit different if you always use Copilot before. You can see there's some difference and refinement to the design. So let me just show you. Before that, let me just explain a little bit about Word IQ. Right. So Word IQ is the layer that personalize your M365 experience to you and your organizations. Right. So it's a brain behind Copilot. So what does it difference compared to previously? Because you can actually select multimodal AI. So you can use normal Copilot is using OpenAI, obviously, but you have other model available for you as well. Right? So yeah, other than this, it's almost the same, right? Because other model perform better in certain tasks, but generally, if you are a normal general user, most of the prompts and things that you want to do is the same. If you remember when we started the session, and there was a automation tool, right? So basically, different model actually they have some advantages compared to others. Right? So Work IQ actually bring those availability to your Microsoft 365. Right? So I have my Microsoft 365 here open. So yeah, so you can see I have two here. One is here, my apps in this particular screen. I hope it is not too small. Let me just make it bigger. Okay. So I have in my desktop over here, right? So if I expand over here, you can see all the. Okay, let me just minimize this one. Okay, you can see here all the apps options that are available for me. For example, like library, notebooks. If I click create, so I have options to actually create based on images, right? PowerPoints, right? So I can even use Word, right? So you can see here I can directly attach file. So this is one of the latest UI that you can actually attach any reference file during your creations of the images. So I can even design infographics. So you can see here, there are some already here, right? I can design even like this comparison, right? So I can basically do that. So I can even choose the color palettes. I can choose like this. I can change the design, white or portrait. I can even add contents, maybe related to my workplace, right? Or any areas that I want to create based on the reference image, right? So I can even create stories. There's a story over here. So what is stories? Stories is turns your idea into multi-image, right? So for example, you have a certain narrative related to your product, so you can actually do that. So you can see here, I update project updates or annual sales, marketing. So it will create few images for you. Okay. So now if I go more, I have other options over here. I can add forms, posters, right? So Copilot, if you have the license, you have all these options available for you. Right? So now if I go in the left side, I have one features here, notebook, right? So I've been using notebook recently to create proposal, right? Seems work fine. And so I have here one. So notebook, similarly, if you want to compare to notebook LM, right? Uh, just that here it focuses on creating the content based on the reference informations that you put into the notebook itself. So you imagine like an isolated environment that you just want to create one proposal, you just want to create a PhD proposal or any project proposal. So you can see here when I click notebook, you can see here that I have my overview, I have my create, I have my references. You can see all these references. So I added in references over here. For example, I just want to create a quiz content references over here. Right. It also will suggest for me to include other things. So to add is easy. I can just add, right? I can just add a references. I can choose. Even from my local computer, just drag and drop any videos or images, PDF. As a reference for you to create your proposal, right? So even meetings also if possible, right? Also it's possible. So I added here, and then in the center stage here is your overview of what is that you plan to create. It will automatically generate this summary for you, right? And then it will give you some key insights of what are these files contain, and then you can actually quick create. Similar like Notebook FM, you can create a audio like a podcast. You can create a mind map. You can create a documentation. You can create infographic or presentations, right? So let's say if I just click generate mind map, it will automatically create a mind map. So just to be cautious, everything that you do in Notebook LM will take a little bit time because it's go deep dive into all the contents and creating something that is meaningful compared to normal ChatGPT or Copilot. It will just give you some information. You just type prompt and then it will throw some ideas to you. But with with this one, it will slowly create, but once it create, it's something that you can really use, right? So this is notebook LM, so it will take time. So I will just leave this one. Okay. I want to show another one that I create from my browser. Okay, let me see if this is completed or not.
So
Okay.
notebook LLM part of Copilot.
No. Notebook LM is Google Gemini. Uh, for this one, if you have Copilot, so notebooks, we call it notebooks. I understand maybe the confusion, the naming is almost the same, but the features is comparable to Notebook LM.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
So
title is the same.
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
no.
so actually it's called Copilot notebooks. It's just that
Mm,
on the menu itself, you see the name notebooks, right? It's
yeah,
left
yeah.
out the name Copilot because this whole user interface here is for Copilot. So they didn't put in the name Copilot notebooks. It's notebook LM, all right? If you want to put in a complete name, it's Google Notebook LM. But normally it's branded just as Notebook LM, but it has the Google brand behind it. So it's just like if you go to Notebook LM, you don't actually see the Google icon, but Notebook LM has its own icon.
Mm.
Yep. Yep. So just to continue, so we leave this one for a few minutes. So let me show you another one. Okay, now, okay, you can see now Microsoft has refined the Copilot so that whenever that you want to create any slides, it will create exactly based on the context that you want. So you can see here, I created these slides, right? Previously, whenever I want to create slides, it will just use a weird images, auto-generated, right? But if I want to do anything now, it will exactly create based on the context that I want. So here you can see here, I want to, you can see the prompt I type here, create a presentation about how to create a complex password step by step, right? And then you can see it will ask question to me, right? So it will ask to me few questions. So should I include any extra of this? Okay, password good or example of bad comparison. It will ask this question to me one by one. So, and then how many slides that you want me to create, right? So, and then what are the target audience? So not only it will automatically generate, but it will ask all the important question first, then only it will generate. You can see here, should I include these examples? Yes. And then another question that it will ask about the design. So what visual direction fits your password? So you want a dark shade, a blue glow, or clean white and green. So it will give some example here. Right? So, and then after that, it will start to create, and you can see here it added all the slides. So you can see here one more thing here, you can see there's an edit button. So if we choose this as an edit, whatever that we type from over here, it will automatically amend the slide. So I created the slides using all this prompt, just a simple one, and then it will guide through all the question and created this slide. Another thing that I want to show is this one. You can see on top here, auto, I can choose any of AI other model that available. You can see the work IQ that I just mentioned. So now if I choose auto, it will just select any of the available model. You can see, but I can use Cloud, I can use GPT, I can use even other model that is available, right, for images as well. So I have the options over here, but I just leave it auto. Right. So let's see the slide that is created. You can see here how to create a complete password, a step-by-step guide for employee ID. It's not bad. Let me just maybe make it as a presentation slides. See, it's really good. Okay, let me just put the slides again. No, I think my computer. Never mind. I just show it from here. So this is the first slide, and then why strong password matters. You see here, it created like a really professional slides without any like weird images that it used to generate before, right? So and then you can go here, you can build your password
Refund.
foundations. Yes, yes, please.
Question. Can you go back to the previous slide, slide 2?
Yeah.
Can you find out where they get all this data from? Like
Okay.
80% of
Yeah.
breaches, 23 million people, 4.5 million average cost.
Yep, that is a good question. Yeah,
Because it's
let
very
me.
important when we show statistics like this, right? We should put down a link or multiple links on where that data come from.
Yep, that's true. That's true. I
Because this
agree.
could
Yeah.
be a form of hallucination, right? AI fabricating the numbers.
Yeah, what I
Yep.
find is that usually when you're making, writing down reports for telling Copilot to write reports using the Copilot for Word, it gives you the sources. But for some reason, when you're making slides with it, it doesn't want to give you. You have to like manually prompt it.
Yes. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
True.
Maybe it's
Uh.
something that you can key in separately to ask for it.
Yeah, you have
Mm,
to like, yeah,
mm,
If
you have
it
to
doesn't
trigger
know
it.
how to insert it into the slide, it's not as
okay.
much of a problem as
Yeah.
compared to it giving you a link to the information. Then you can just manually place them into the slide, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Let me just ask. Okay. But in the meantime, so let me just show other slides that I created. You can see here, building your password foundations, right? What are the 12 characters, mixed characters, right?
Yeah.
So you can just want to show that now when you use Copilot to generate slides, it will automatically generate, not automatically, it will generate really based on the context that you're looking for. It won't hallucinate like previously, right? It will just, put some garbage into the slide. It will exactly generate really tailored to the things that you want. So for example, here, you can see here, strengthening your approach. I didn't mention in my prompt, but it's smart enough to understand what are the things that I will need to do, right? When I share these slides to all the other people, right? So you can see here, good versus bad. So this is weak password, this is strong password, right? So you can see the key takeaways, right? So I just want to share, these are some of the latest improvement, right? So similarly, like in words,
Okay.
even in Excel, so this improvement has been made available, right? So you can see here, Noel, your question here, you can see here. So yeah, yes, yeah.
Can you
Oh,
go to the
Here.
link?
Let
Go
me
to the link and see
see.
whether the link is alive.
Okay, let me just see if the link is alive. Oh yeah, they got few links over here. Yeah, let me just click this one. Yep.
Because what I discovered is sometimes some of the links are dead.
Yeah,
yeah.
this is working. Yes, it's working.
Good. Good. Maybe you can put the link into your slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
If you didn't do
Nice.
it and manually do it, then your deck is very complete.
Yep. So you can see now even the sources, right? The way that they present the sources a bit different now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are some of the improvements. So if I you see if I close, right, you can see now there's no Copilot button over here. You can see in the top ribbon here you cannot find, but you can see down here, right? So here you just click, you can see summarize this deck, raise key question. So you can add slides. So you need to go here and click, it will bring out the UI again, the sidebar. So so these are the improvement, right? So let's go back to this one. Yeah, before we end. So let's go back to our notebook just now. So I created one mind map, right? So you can see here it generated the mind map. If I go here, right, you can see the Windows 2025. You're able to understand the context in the quiz that I'm doing, and then it will can even explain. If you just click this bar, you click explain, it will explain a summary of whatever that you have in this file, right? So let's say if I go to core features, so you can see here hot patching, right? If I go to security enhancement, you can see there's two number here, right? Number two, so there's two, even such child, I think I can mention that, right? So two features. If I go to licensing editions, I click here, then it automatically share. Okay, there's a core licensing standard data center edition. Okay, there's a Azure integration, so Azure Hub, right? And then HCI capabilities, right? So storage spaces direct failover. So everything that is generated over here based on the context document that you have, right? So I created the proposal actually using this one. It's quite good, just that you need to be patient when it generated the contents, and it will take a bit time because to minimize the hallucinations, I think that is the only way at this moment. Yeah, I think that's all for me, Noel, today for today.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Yeah, I've got to try this out for myself. I've actually got a session for, M365 Copilot next week, so that will be something very nice to show. Thanks, Ridwan.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
you.
okay, just to close it off, we are a bit over time, so just give me 3 more minutes to close it off. How unfortunately had to step away. But she did try out, using Claude to create your slides, Zoe. So I'm gonna show it to you
Yeah.
real quick. I've got it on my screen right here. Though I must warn you, it's not very nice. So this is what it looks like. I didn't know you're teaching IGCSE. That's very interesting. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I am.
Uh, I wasn't in the British system myself, but I did do A levels. So yeah,
Oh,
something like this. Look at that. Yeah, I think it's pretty accurate on what I assume is in the contents of your PDF. But of course, it's not very, how do I say this? There's not enough pictures, I guess.
actually, it's simple and easy to understand. I think this
It
works
is true.
for
Yeah.
Form 5 students. Can I have the slides?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's actually in the folder where you uploaded it earlier. It's in the same folder. How I uploaded it
I
there.
see, yeah.
Yeah. So see if you can access that. But if you couldn't, do reach out to me.
No,
All
it's
right.
not here.
It's not here? Hmm. Yeah, let me just share you the yeah, you see, it's the
And by the way, why am I not able to use the plus button to add a file into the chat?
I'm thinking
Is it
maybe it's
because
because you're not
my
a presenter or something
oh,
like that. There you go. I've
I
shared you
can
the
copy and
link again.
paste photos now?
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, if you click plus, not too sure. It's not. Yeah, it's not loading for me. I'm not sure why. But yeah.
There's only schedule message and set delivery. But you have all the apps below, which I don't know.
Yeah, I think just that the chat in Microsoft Teams does not let you share documents. If you want to share documents, you're gonna have to like upload it to a link and share that link instead. Yeah. But yeah, it's in here where I'm sharing right now on my screen. Just click into here and you should find the PowerPoint, right? See if you can get it. Should be this one called Motivating Employees, and when you open it up, you'll get this, right?
Okay, let
This is
me
very simple.
refresh it. It's there already. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. If you want us to, try to experiment with some of the other things, will be very
So it's really cool, huh?
yeah.
Claude,
Yeah.
how much is the subscription for
Automatic.
Claude? When I try to open Claude, it comes up with a whole host of other tools, ChatGPT 5.5, all that. So I don't even know which one to choose.
Yeah, it's a specific one called Claude Cowork, which was the one that Hao was showing earlier. Let me see if I can get you the pricing page real quick. The website is taking a little bit to load. But yeah, actually, let me
Do you
just
think
share
it's worth
you this.
paying for all these? Is it
I
worth
think
paying?
it's worth paying for one of it. I wouldn't be telling you to go subscribe to like 10 different AI tools. So if you're using it for like Cloud, for example, I think one of Cloud's strengths is in coding. So if you're doing a lot of coding, Cloud is very good, right? But otherwise, if you're doing it for productivity, you want to create slides, you want to create Excel sheets, Word documents, you can sub into Microsoft 365 Copilot, right? Which is separate from from Copilot Pro, which was what you're showing earlier, right? But I think you can just sub into Microsoft 365 Copilot without doing Copilot Pro. I think Copilot Pro is just whatever. It's much more worth it to do just the straight up M365 Copilot and quit the
But
Copilot Pro subscription.
of all the AI tools, right, I think ChatGPT is the most polite and politically correct one. And
Politically correct. Mm.
if I may just add, right, AI tools, they actually how you call it, never want to put you in the wrong. The way they
Yeah,
reply you is always very, very polite and takes care of your feelings. And I don't know why. Sometimes we
yes.
want the brutal, honest truth.
Sometimes it's actually pretty bad. This is what I'm not sure if this is what they call this, what I call a confirmation bias, right? So sometimes you try to like reaffirm on something that you think, oh yeah, it's very true, and you try to, it's almost that you're trying to convince the AI is true, right? And the AI just gives you all this stuff. Oh yeah, you're correct. This is why, this is why, this is why. But in reality, it's actually wrong. you know. So I think this confirmation bias is actually not very good. I'm not sure which
It's quite
tools have a
strange. Let's
stronger.
say if you do something wrong and you want AI to justify just to make you feel better, it will do it. It
Yeah,
will never
yeah.
say things as to say, hey, what you are doing and all that doesn't seem to. I
Yeah,
think you know what I mean. So my question is there some kind of a code or something to break the AI and let the AI tell the truth
yeah.
rather
I
than,
think there'll be
beating around the bush just to protect your feelings?
I think there'll be something interesting to do because I know sometimes what people do is that, before every prompt they do is like, oh yeah, pretend that I'm doing this, and then only then they paste the actual prompt, right? So it's called like meta prompting, right? So meta prompting is trying to influence the formatting of the result you get from your prompt. So I think there should be some form of meta prompting that you can do to make it be brutally honest. I'm pretty sure.
So Zoe, a question for you, right? Can you provide a prompt whereby you feel that it will give you a good answer even though it's wrong? Because there are ways to ask, because that is one of the areas of critical thinking. See, the problem is we cannot expect the tool to always give us the right answer because of the source of information. That was one of the reasons why we go to like the Copilot notebook, or we go to notebook LM because we can control the source, right? But in all the other situations where we cannot control the source, we need to be ready to ask the right question to make sure that whatever that's given back to us is accurate. That's also why I talked about the references, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not a stopgap. It's not a stopgap solution. Also, the sources. I remember one of the things we did last time when we're trying to do a demo that is very politically driven, right? So I think we tried to do something with Russia, and it gave us a lot of sources, but the sources I can't say that it's very accurate, right? It gave us a lot of like even official sources, right? But
So
with all things political,
would
yeah,
you categorize all these tools as probably ChatGPT is more for casual, fun, generating images, whereas the 365 is more for office work and
yeah,
business documents? Can you
definitely,
categorize AI in all these different kinds of
yeah,
expertise they are in? I'm not
because
sure.
the
I'm just looking
yeah
for the
the
best AI to subscribe to.
Yeah, because the LLM that they use, right, which is like the brain for the AI that they use in all these different tools, are very specialized in doing, all these different things. As you said, Copilot M365 is very good for productivity in the office. ChatGPT, I think it is more for casual use. Cloud, more for coding, for example. And I'm sure there's other things like Gemini has a very good video LLM, right, called VO3. And there's another one, I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, all these different AI tools are, good at its own thing. So you can definitely categorize it that way. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can find the code to break, you let me know, yeah.
Yeah, no worries. We'll have to experiment. Maybe next session we'll try it out, right? Okay. And I,
Ask
I guess
AI
that
to give us a free upgrade.
we are great. Yeah, trick it to give you a better response, I guess. Last time you were able to do it. Nowadays, I think it's harder to trick it. They've improved
But
on their
anyway, when I
security.
tried the free version versus the plus version of ChatGPT, I find their replies are quite similar also. So I
Yeah,
think it's all just hype and just marketing tactics only. It's quite similar
yeah.
replies.
I think
They
a
say
lot
they
of the
think
differences,
deeper. They
yeah, a lot of the differences I think are in the credits. That's for sure. Yeah, rather than the responses
correct.
itself. Yeah, at least that's what I think for ChatGPT. I'm not sure for the other tools.
What is
Yeah,
credit?
credits is like, for example, if you're gonna generate an image, you'll need more credits to generate more images. It's pretty much something like that. Yeah,
No, they never asked me for credits one. I was never given any credit also.
yeah. They
Token.
don't. Yeah. Sometimes they call it tokens. Sometimes they call it credits. Like earlier when I think how I was showing the thing with Copilot Cowork, they called it credits, right? So the more complicated
Mhm.
your prompt is, like example, if you're trying to make it create a video or create a photo, it's gonna use more credits. And if you're just using a text prompt, it's gonna use less credits, right? But obviously, they don't count it very specifically. Oh yeah, you're using 125 credits for this one, right? Usually you'll only see very specific counts for credits if you're using it in coding, I think. For example, earlier when Kao is using Claude Cowork, that's a very coding specific thing. They have a very specific token/credit count. But if you're using it for pictures or photos, they don't really they're not very anal in counting it that way, right? But sometimes they do give you a restriction though, right? For example, every day you can only produce 5 photos, 10 photos. I know in Gemini, if you have the pro subscription, if you want to create a video, you're limited to 3 videos a day, right? So that's an example of what these credits/tokens are
Gemini
like.
can generate videos. I didn't know. I thought
Yeah,
it has to be those specific AI video tools.
yeah, it's part of Gemini Pro actually. Yeah, you don't have to
Only
subscribe
like
to a
what, 10
separate thing.
seconds per video?
Yeah, it's not very long. It's like 10 to 15 like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Ian can show it one of our next sessions, but I don't think Ian is around anymore. It's okay. I'm gonna have to wrap up the session, guys.
Eight
Sorry about that.
seconds, right? So
Oh,
eight
8 seconds.
second videos. Yeah.
Yeah, because it is
Mm.
very resource intensive. It takes a lot of tokens, takes a lot of credits, so they do want to limit it in that way, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh, AI will take over the world one day.
we can
We'll have
show
to see.
the VO engine the next time, Zoe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have Ian show it one of the next sessions for you. All
Okay.
right.
Okay, please keep the sessions running. It's very informative and very helpful. And you all
Yeah,
are very generous to share your knowledge. And that is
yeah.
very
No,
productive
we're
for the
happy to have people
community.
listen to us.
Yeah.
Because
Seems
sometimes
that you're
we
all in
just
this industry, which I'm not, so bear with me for my blur questions.
no, it's better. We are better together, right? So we are better if everybody stays informed, making the good decisions, especially if AI is very easy to get misled, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
In fact, I tell
I'm
you
gonna.
honestly,
Mhm.
ChatGPT is quite scary to me because it can analyze human behavior. It can go to the depths of the human mind. I wonder where they get all this information from, really. Even if
Yeah.
they crawl the net, they wouldn't be able to. I wonder what is behind all these. What are the? I wouldn't say people because they're not actual people anyway.
No. Yeah.
So what is actually behind all these AI
It,
tools that they can give you such precise and accurate information, prediction of your behavior, which when I did some cognitive behavioral therapy, it's like kind of the same counselor kind of answer.
Yeah, but at the end
It's
of the
really
day, a lot
weird.
of these, yeah, a lot of the decision making, a lot of thinking process that goes into AI is very pattern based, right? So they're using all these different patterns that they've learned from how people react on the internet, for example, right? Which is why hallucinations also happen because people sometimes put in very bad information online, right? So it also affects how the AI thinks. Sometimes they give you a bad response, but that's not exactly because the AI thinking is wrong or something like that. It's because they're just using all these different patterns they've learned off of really bad information online, right? So a lot of it is
So
very pattern
basically, how
based.
AI works, it just scours the net and just trawls and crawls every nook and corner and just gather information and present to you. That's all.
Yeah, pretty
Nothing
much.
new from their side. Is what they have learned from
Yeah, it is.
probably many responses on the same topic.
Yeah, so yeah,
Is that
that's
is
why
that
it's
the definition?
yeah. I think in a nutshell, that is how it works. Yeah. They do learn a lot from the information that is on the internet. And one thing that is very concerning right now is that people are afraid that there's a feedback loop, right? Because now that a lot of people are using AI, a lot of the information online now are very AI based, and they are using AI information to create you know a, these AI tools are feeding off their thinking using AI information. And the issue is that if the AI information is wrong, it keeps feeding back and feeding back and feeding back. It becomes worse and worse and worse, right? So it's like when you have two mics together. I don't know if you have had this experience, right? It becomes when you speak into one mic, and because you have two mics together, it keeps like blowing it up, right? So the audio becomes
Yeah.
larger and larger and larger. So it's kind of the same concept here in AI. If it's feeding it off of bad information, and there's this feedback loop, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And this is what people theorize are making all of these AI responses as part of Copilot, as part of ChatGPT. They're making it worse. All right, I'm not sure if that is the case, because I do know that they have researchers. They are very, they're sterilizing the information that they pull off on, right? They don't want your information just come off like some doohickey resource, right? So I think the researchers
One
back
more
in,
thing, right?
yeah.
One more thing I'm concerned. If those things that you share to the AI, will it
Mm.
be sold to marketers or some kind of you don't know, right?
For
I mean,
Copilot,
is your information and whatever you chat with AI, is it really, really private?
the free
Or
one,
they're
I would
gathering
say it's
information in
not.
the background?
Yeah, because the common saying is that if a product is free, then you're the product, right? Which I think it applies to a lot of these free AI tools. But for the most part, a lot of these premium AI tools, I would say, like Copilot for
Hmm.
M365, if you're using the work mode, right? It's specific. One of these specific features that it has is that it doesn't use your data for training because it's sensitive data, right? It doesn't. It's not right to use your data. So that is one of the features. I know, like with Gemini, it also has this sort of like affirmation that it won't use your data to train. Whether or not they do it, I can't say, right? They could. I don't know.
Perhaps
But
it's a way
yeah.
it's a way to track humans. I think they will get our information and probably sell it to marketing teams and all this kind of funny thing. I think so.
Yeah,
I think
but
so.
whether or not
I
it's
mean,
correct, I think that I don't really think much about it, right? If they're doing if they want to know about my browsing history, for example, what manga I read, for example, hey, feel free to do so. It's not really very sensitive information, you know what I mean? But if it's like stuff like family matters, things about my banking, for example, I think in the first place I wouldn't be putting it into AI in the first place. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Use your
I
own
guess
discretion, huh?
yeah. So hopefully that's useful. All right. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna have to wrap it up. I'm gonna head out in a little bit. So, yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording right here, just real
Bye,
quick.
everyone.
Yeah. Thank you